Hey y'all, it's yours truly, 𝗪𝗵𝗫, and welcome back to my channel. Okay y'all, I know I have been gone for a long while and I am so sorry, but just to kind of update you all on kind of, you know, where my life has been lately. Like I said in my last video, I started a new job a couple months back, so I've just been extremely tired lately, and it's just like I never really have time to actually upload a video or edit. Before this job that I'm at now, I worked for 𝗪𝗵𝗁 customer service and I was a consumer service rep, and 10 out of 10, don't recommend. I hated that job. Now I did make really good friendships, but the job itself was just too much. No, I actually started there back in 2017 and then I quit after like 3 months. And then I came back and I worked there for a year and a few months. That was a bad idea, and never again. Anyways, I do have some news that I would like to share with you all, as you probably read by the title, but I'm gonna save that for last because I do have a few things I would like to talk about first. I hope you don't mind, but while we have this little conversation, I'm gonna go ahead and do my makeup because I do have a lot to do today. So yeah, I'm just gonna do that while we talk, just kind of like a get ready with me type video, like, you know, the norm. What I kind of want to talk about today is what's going on in like this world right now as far as like the Black Lives Matter movement goes. Sorry, I'm just putting on my foundation on my brush. I'm not going to go into too much detail because it's honestly crazy how like hard we have to defend ourselves just to have the same respect as, you know, the people above us. But I'm going to say a little bit of my mind. Some of you don't know this, but I do have white in my family because my daddy is mixed with black and white. Now, I have no problem with that at all, but I do find it very frustrating when I'm having to defend myself, not only to the world, but to part of my own family, you know? For people to see Black Lives Matter as we're saying only Black Lives Matter is like beyond me. Like, it's not that hard to understand. This is like kindergarten words. Black Lives Matter. Nowhere does it say only Black Lives Matter. Now, it's not just my white side of the family, you know, that has these opinions, but it's also people, you know, outside of my family, out in the world, that also just choose to not understand. But regardless, it's honestly just very ridiculous. It's really messed up that people can't, you know, choose to treat us with the same respect as they would treat the next person or the next person. Now, with all that being said, I feel like this is just something that I really should mention, especially when talking about this. But I shared this picture on my Facebook, which I'll put somewhere on the screen. And I had one family member on my white side, of course, that had something to say. And I'm going to quote this verbatim. So this is what they said. "You are many colors yourself. I don't get what you are saying. According to God, we all matter. You have black and white and Indian in you, plus Irish. I'm a little confused." So this was one of my family members telling me this after I posted the picture, again, that I put on the screen. So naturally, my response was, and again, this is all, I'm reading this all off my phone. This is verbatim that I'm reading. So this is naturally what my response was. "No one ever said that all lives don't matter, but all lives aren't going through the same thing. And no matter if I have white, Indian, and Irish in me, I am considered black to this world. No one is going to look at me and see those other parts. Being pro-black does not make us anti any other race, but we are the ones who are treated differently because the color of our skin. And yes, to God, all lives do matter, but we are here on this earth and want to be treated with just as much respect as the white person above us. And until Black Lives Matter, then apparently all lives seem to not, right? And it's crazy because we can't even have complete freedom in this world, but we apparently can't have this movement either." So, with all that being said, I didn't have an attitude with my response when I wrote this, but I'm just as shook every time I have to explain this to someone. I'm doing my eyeliner now. It's so tiring, y'all. So tiring having to explain this many times, because like I said, and I'll keep saying it, it's just willful ignorance at this point. Like, people are choosing not to understand what we are saying. No one is saying that all lives do not matter, but all lives aren't being judged. All lives aren't having a problem just because their skin color is a different color. Let's say, if it was me and, I don't know, Karen. That's a good name lately. If it was me and Karen, since that's a, you know, a little popular term lately, and we both were applying for the same job. We went to the same school. We both graduated with the same grades. Guess who's gonna get the job that we apply for first? Me or her? Or at all? It's gonna be her. You know why? Because she's white. She has a more chance of getting that job than I would. And that's just facts. That's how it's always been. Again, it's really, that's why I just, y'all, like, this is just, I don't even know what to say. Again, if you know me personally, then you know I have no problem with anybody of any race. I don't. But with that being said, we all want to be treated with the same respect. That's literally all we're asking. People think if we act a certain way, then things won't happen. If we're doing what we're supposed to do, the police won't try and kill us. No, no. As soon as someone sees us, they think it's a threat. Stop that. People need to raise their children to know that just because someone's a different skin color doesn't make you better than them. I will never, ever raise my child to be like that. And honestly, it's not even us of my generation. Like, it's not even this generation of like younger people that are like this. It's mostly the parents. This generation, we need to do better. Okay, we need to do better. I could go on and on and on and on about this, the Black Lives Matter movement. I am black, so I've dealt with things like this, but I'm just gonna leave it here for now. This might be a discussion later that I'll bring up again, because who knows when this will be over. I will leave some links down in the description below for those of you who would like to help support the Black Lives Matter movement. Now, to change topics and to change courses, let's just get all happy and excited to be here again. I have some big news for you all. So y'all, I am moving. Again, for those of you who don't know me personally, then you wouldn't know that ever since I graduated from high school, I have wanted to move out of my hometown. I have lived here, born and raised, for 23 years. And it's time for me to go. Now, don't get me wrong, I do love it here, and this is where all my family and my friends are, but I need a change. Like, it's time for a change for me. Now, I have wanted to move many times, but each time that I decided that I was gonna go, there was always something in place that made me end up staying. Personally, looking back at that, I feel like that might have just been, you know, God's way of saying that, you know, it just wasn't time for me to go. Like, y'all, I would be talking about moving and I would give myself like a week to do so. Like, I was like, okay, y'all, I'm moving and I'm leaving next week. I never left. Like, you know, just random little spurts. I was just like, I'm leaving, and I never left. But again, something always stood in the way. And now I know that it's time for me to go. Now, I'm still gonna be living in Tennessee. I'm just gonna be living in a different city, and that is to be announced. I only plan on living in this new city for about 2 years, and then after that, I'm gonna move to a different city and a different state. But that's a time, you know, for when that comes. Now, something that I find funny is, I don't know why, but instead of people just assuming that my boyfriend will be coming with me, they always keep asking me, what about your boyfriend? I'm like, what? Because if it was me, if I knew you already lived with your significant other, I would just assume they're going too. But everybody keeps asking me, what about your boyfriend? What about your boyfriend? Like, he's not coming with me. Well, guess what? He's not coming with me. It is just me that is moving. Now, I am gonna be living with girls that I already know. Like, one's my cousin, 2 of them are friends. And you'll probably see them hopefully in some future videos of mine. But yeah, my boyfriend is not coming with me. If you're not new to my channel, then you've seen him in some of my earlier videos. If you are new, go check them out. But you're probably wondering what that means for our relationship. Honestly, I don't really have a straight answer because it's kind of complicated to explain, but in my head, it's not complicated, if that makes sense. In a short version though, we both just decided to give each other some space. And when I mean space, we giving each other about 3 hours of space because that's how far I'm moving. I mean, like, once we decided on like the whole space thing, I just knew that I wasn't gonna be, you know, staying here. Again, I've always wanted to move. So again, that just gave me, you know, that just gave me the chance. I was like, you know what? If we're gonna do this, then you know what? I'm moving. I've always wanted to move. I'm not staying here, so that's what it was. Now, don't get me wrong, we're still really close, we're cool. I mean, like, we still live together right now. I've been planning to move for about 4 months now, so that's how long, you know, we've had this like conversation. But yeah, we've just been living normal. Like, it's nothing that serious, you know. But with that being said, like, I'm so excited to move. Oh snap, I haven't even finished doing my eyeliner. Hold on. But yeah, I have just been looking forward to this ever since we've had this conversation. And I mean, at this point, it just kind of is what it is. Like, I'm gone. So these next couple of videos will most likely be me taking you all along with me on this like moving journey. And I will soon be announcing where it is that I am moving to. So stay tuned, because you'll want to know. Like, for real, y'all don't want to miss these next few vlogs. But like I said, I do have a lot to do today. So I am going to go ahead, you know, and stop the video, even though it felt really good to, you know, just come back and talk, because again, I have been gone for a good little minute now. But yeah, thank you all so much for being here. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. It will help me out so much, just you being interactive with me. Again, I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.